What's up, YouTube? Bubbles and Ball Cards back with another video. Hope you had a wonderful holiday weekend, extended weekend. If you got all 3 days off, hope you're doing well out there. Um, this video is something I really hope folks interact with, chime in on, comment on, because I do want to hear your thoughts and get other people's opinions on this as well. I don't want this to just be my own. Um, but anyway, like, comment, subscribe, etc. But let's get into it. This is something, I don't do a lot of, but this is a new grading company. We like to talk grading. And I did do a video over with Because I'm Carlos. We kind of discussed it when they were announcing that they were starting to accept the pre-sale submissions or what have you. They were set up at the Burbank show. I don't know how that went, but anyway, we kind of discussed it, and just in a hey, we're curious how this is going to go, but everybody out there just be on the lookout, so to speak, be on guard, because, and this is with any company, this isn't specifically to this company here, but anytime a new company comes out, you always have to question, like, what's behind it, what direction will they go, how will it be accepted, what are they bringing to the table? Like, grading has been out for, many years now, 20 plus years, going on, 30 years. So what are they bringing to the table that can offer people? What do they have to toss in for sustainability? So there's many things that you have to question for longevity of the company, and you're putting money into your collectibles and faith that this company is going to, even if you don't think it's going to add value, you want it to at least retain value, right? And if you put a card of yours in a company that just disappears and goes away, later on down the road, especially if you're a collector, and you go to, hand that card down or, sell it or what have you, and this company no longer even exists and didn't have much history, then there's lots of question marks there of relevancy, and you actually could lose money not only on the grading cost, but someone may not even trust the grade on the slab and then want to pay you, raw value or less than raw value even sometimes, because they have to do work to crack it out. So lots of things involved here. Just that's what that video was about. Just be cautious, right? Approach things with caution. Don't just rush out because it's the new toy on the shelf. So anyway, I want to talk about a couple other things here today. And this is based off of a post that was made on their Instagram account. And this is just speaking on the company, right? And I'm going to give my thoughts, and then I want others to, again, be interactive, chime in, let me know your thoughts. So here's their website. It says here the pre-sale, the future of grading. Lots of tech talk on here. One thing I don't like, though, is everything you go to, it just brings up a video. I don't like that. I don't even know how long these videos are. It doesn't tell me. But I don't want to sit here and click on and watch all these videos and stuff. I want to read, understand, research, etc. The first thing that stood out to me, they have all this wonderful information about the CEO, the founder, patents, all this, but I cannot find anything. I cannot find anything about their actual standards. What is their grading standards? And guys, tag, if you're out there watching, well, comment and tell me. If it's on here, tell me where it's at, because I cannot find the standards. And, hey, I'll go over here real quick, just to show you guys. Go SGC. If I go to here to card grading, SGC grading scale, I can click on all of this, and it gives me a description. PSA, I can do the same thing. I can go in there, read, go through, do a description, right? It tells me, gives me written idea of what the standard is for the grading, right? So That's something I wish was on here. If you know, especially you're taking cards for like new people, right? People should be knowing what your standard is before they send it in. Right now, all we know is you have technology. You're going to put the card in a computer or whatever it is, a machine. It's going to grade the card. You're going to put it in a slab. That's all we know realistically with your grading standards. I want to know what was the standard used to, program this machine. What gives me a 926? What gives me an 842? Tell me, right? Because, obviously we've graded many cards now. I sit here and look at many cards. But if I don't know what fits into what, then how am I supposed to put in my, this is borderline close to grade. This would probably grade okay. I don't know. I don't know what your standards are. And I'm going to show you something here in a couple minutes of about what it looks like their standards are going to be. But anyway, here is their scale, and this is the main point. This was the post that was shared with me. And I'll be honest with you, when I first heard about this, I thought, oh, well, in fact, I'll go ahead and show you the card now. So this card here is a Kobe Bryant, 2019 Kobe Bryant Prism. Well, let me move it up a little bit here. It's a 2019 Prism Kobe, silver. And this is on their page as well. And I seen this. I couldn't really tell here without blowing it up much what the actual 1,000 point grade was. But I seen it was a 10. And I'll tell you, even this card at an angle, I immediately spotted that it was off-centered. Okay? And I'm not poo-pooing on their grade right now, as Refractor Jones likes to say. But again, I am going to highlight this. Because I kind of jokingly said, all right, they have a 1,000 point scale. Maybe they just went with a 1 to 10, right? They didn't go with half points. Maybe they just said 1 to 10 on 1,000 points, which in my mind would then go, 100 to 199 is a 1, 200 to 299 is a 2, etc., right? That's what your brain would initially think. And then it was like, no, there's half points in there. Okay, well then, what is this? And I immediately said, what is this? A 951. And the reason I said that was because, again, my brain immediately thought this 1,000 point scale has to be broken into the most easiest scale of all, right? 100 to 149 is a 1. 150 to 199 is a 1.5. 200 to 249 is a 2. 250 to 299, an 876 would be an 8.5. A 923 would be a 9. A 968 is a 9.5, right? That's what the brain calculates because it's simple. 9.5 would mean 950 and up to 999. So when I seen this, I was like, well then, that's not the case. Because this card is actually a 933, but it is a 10. So they were like, no, they have a scale, and they shared the scale with me. First thing and I'm going to show you the scale here in a second. But anyway, I want to point this card out. Again, I'm very familiar with 2019 Prism. Even with this card at an angle, trying to maybe hide something, them tricky eBay photos, them TikTok photos, Instagram photos, all of that, where people do things at an angle to try to make things look different. I spotted this card because there's a very key feature to 2019, and that's these little dots on the side here. It's a dead giveaway on whether or not a card is centered, especially side to side. Very easy to tell, even blown up here, that there's 3 rows of dots on this side. The third row inside is running right along this etched border. So you have 2 rows that are skimping the scale right here in between. 1 row that's running this border. If you look over here, there's actually 4 rows, with the 4th row being the one running the etching. So you have an extra row here that is not on this side, which tells me this card is shifted to the right, okay? So what this tells me is it's going to be easy to get a 10 with centering. Their centering scale is not going to be too tough. Again, tag, put your standards. I would know this. I would understand it better. But you don't have them up there. This card tells me, though, their centering standards are weak. Like, you can send an off-center card and still get a 10, okay? Again, not crapping on their stuff, but this tells a story, okay? So anyway, this is a 933. Why is that important? Well, here is their grading scale. You have the 1,000-point tag grade, you have the standard scale, then you have a conditional worded grade here. Now, this is where things make no sense, and this isn't just me talking. You read over here, go to their page, look at it how many posts say no 9.5, no 9.5, no 9.5, because they chose to not exclude. What they're saying is this is the common industry standard grade. The common industry standard grade. But I ask you, does Beckett have a 9.5? Does CSG have a 9.5? Does SGC have a 9.5? And the answer is yes. So they're saying this is the most common. However, one of the 4 major companies is the only company that doesn't have a 9.5. I would always thought like 3 to 1 voting. Majority would be on the 3 side, but they're saying the common is the PSA scale without the 9.5. However, sticking to the most common industry standard, they chose to go with a pristine. But, let's wait. The 3 companies that have the 9.5 are the ones that have the pristine. So on one end, they go with the 3 companies, and on the other end, the 9.5, they go with the 1 company. Do you see where I'm going here? Like, you chose to put a pristine in, which CSG has, which SGC has, and which BGS has, but you failed to include the 9.5 that those 3 companies have because you wanted the 1 to 10 scale to be like PSA. And then claim that it's because of common industry standards. You are contradicting yourself in your own post. So, just to point that out here. Personally, and this is my opinion, comment below, let me know your thoughts. This needs to be readjusted to go like I was talking about. Right here, this should be 100 to 149 is a 1, 150 to 199 is a 1.5, 200 to 249 is a 2, 250 to 299 is a 2.5, 300 to 349 is a 3, etc. Going on up. If you want to keep this, keep it. Leave it for the 1,000. Leave it for this 1,000, okay? Scrap this shit because a pristine card should be flawless. It should be pristine. Scrap this 975 to 999. Scrap it. Because also, by the way, I want to point something out. This is a 25-point indicator for pristine, but you also only have 25 points for poor. So everything else in here, you're given 50 points, but your bottom and your top grade. It makes no sense, guys. And I'm going to tell you, just as someone looking at this from the outside, I'm not talking about all the fancy tech. I'm not talking about all of the 10 years of patents, right? You are rolling a product out that if you use this scale, you are setting yourself up for a massive headache. If you go back and decide, and people keep putting pressure on this 9.5, you then have to fix all of your 1,000 points, which means every slab that goes out to the market on this particular setup would need to then necessarily be changed because your 1,000 won't correlate to your standard, which then won't correlate to your condition. You are setting yourself up for a headache. I don't know why, with all of this fancy technology that was implemented and thought and brought about, that it was not said, let's just keep this shit simple. Let's just go 50-point increments on a 1,000-point scale broken into 10 points and then matching it with a conditional label. It was so simple that it was almost too obvious. So, anyway, if this is what they're going with, I personally, I think it's silly. But again, that's my own opinion, and I am allowed to reserve my right. Comment below, let me know your opinion. Do you think this scale makes any sense? Do you think they should change it? But anyway, go look at the stuff for yourself. I really hope that they put standards up, because I didn't see any standards out there, and maybe I just missed them. I'm not perfect. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you have a wonderful day. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Until the next video, I'm out.